Hello everybody, this is a grade 6 English exam review for semester 1. We will start with the first slide. As usual, we start with comprehension. Answer the following questions based on the reading passage. Don't forget to go back to the passage whenever necessary to find or confirm your answers. The title of this passage is called Gold Rush Boom Towns. We will read the passage, then we answer the questions. The discovery of gold in the California Territory sparked not only national interest, but even worldwide attention. California was not even a state yet when gold was discovered in 1848. There were few regulations on treasure hunting. Gold was there for the taking. The adventurers risked everything and came by thousands. The cities of Sacramento, Stockton, and San Francisco expanded from tiny little villages to huge active towns almost overnight. A town that grows rapidly due to new business opportunities became known as a boom town. Towns grew increasingly larger as more and more settlers came to the area. People from all over the world came to San Francisco in particular. They brought a variety of goods and services with them, making San Francisco an international cultural center. People of the time compared it to London, England. Prices were very high, but goods from around the world were available. Usually, boomtown populations were mostly men. Few women came to California in the early days of the gold rush. The men who came to find their fortunes believed they would quickly make lots of money to take back home to loved ones. When it became clear that people were not going to become wealthy overnight, some miners returned to their home. Those who stayed began to send for their families. Women with skills like cooking, washing clothes, and sewing were highly regarded. Men did not like to do these things for themselves. Women willing to travel to the West could make a very good living marketing their homemaking skills. If single women wanted to marry, they had their choice of hundreds of men. Though gold is what attracted people to the boom towns, few made their fortunes by finding it. Those who really struck it rich were the entrepreneurs. They took advantage of the opportunity to sell things to the large numbers of people around them. A good example of this is Levi Strauss. He invented and sold durable pants for miners. They caught on in a big way. We know them now as blue jeans. Today, you don't have to be a miner to wear jeans. Some discoveries endure over time. Now we have to answer the questions based on the passage you read. You have many questions. 1. Name the genre of the passage. We studied many different genres, starting from realistic fiction to fantasy to expository text. And we have many features so we can recognize them easily. 2. What's the author's point of view? Why he wrote such passage? What's his point of view? And 3. What's a boomtown? What were some of the things that motivated women to come to the West eventually? What did an entrepreneur do during the gold rush? Would you have wanted to go to California for the gold rush? Why or why not? This is your opinion, so the answer depends on you. Maybe your belief is different from others, or you have an idea which is different from your friend. So it is up to you. Keep in mind, when we want to find the answer for any question you face, you should take or pick some of the words or the major important words in your question and go to use it to find the solution on the passage, or to find, the answer in your passage. So you pick 2 or 3 important words from the question and you use them, you look for them in the passage so you get the answer. Thank you. Now we come to question 1 in vocabulary words. You have words on the right side here. You have to find the meaning, the vocabulary words that go with them. A, terrible, awful, you have a meaning here. Sneak in, remember, growth, make fun of, or mock. Enos, smuggle, reminisce. Think of the answers, they are all here. 4, that means 4 letters will be used and 1 stays left. 2, Use the following words in sentences of your own: confinement and glimmer. Confinement is when as you are imprisoned. When you are imprisoned in a place, like it is very narrow, you can't move right or left. So we can say it is confinement. Confinement is a noun, so you use it in a sentence of your own, but make sure that confinement used as a noun, not as a verb. Glimmer is a slight or a glimpse of light, and sometimes we use it to mention hope, glimmer of hope. Come to question 3. Choose the correct vocabulary word to complete sentences below. I have 1. Manufactured, formula, factors, preceded, restrict. Manufactured, it is related to be done by a man, manufactured. Factor, you can go back to factory, so you can remember it easily. Manufactured, anything done or made by factories. Formula is like 1 + 1 = 2. It is a way you use. Factors, that means reasons. Preceded, that means the first before you. He is in front. And restrict, it is when it is limited. Fern. Number 1, all tools are made in factories. My machines. Health is one of the main for happiness. Government is trying to, us from speaking out. What's the base of calculating triangle? Now we come to spelling. Read the spelling words that contain each word vowel sound. I have a threat, swan, and sometimes they say it's swan, it depends. Brink, prod, nick. Short E, sound. Short I is E, short O is O, and short A is A. Short E, you can choose one of the word. Be careful that even if sometimes you have AA or AI and still has the the short vowel sound. Thank you. Circle the word that rhymes with the first word in bold. Here are the bold words: leech, sinew, time, and coat. You have bleach, speech, ouch, reached. Be careful. Sinew, flute, continue, room. Time, find him, rhyme. Coat, load, soap, remote. Write the spelling word that matches each definition below. Fingernail, old-fashioned, eyelid, northwest. This is a lesson of compound words. We said we have 3 ways to write a compound word. 1, it is a closed, like we don't separate them. 2, that means we call them separate, and another name in the book, it is opened or open. And 3, it is hyphenated. I'll write them again. Here it is the 1, we say the separate, open. 2, closed. And 3 is hyphenated. You all know what's hyphenated. It is the dash placed between 2 words. A fold of skin that protects the eye. You have just to find the meaning here. Maybe in exam I'll bring it in different way. So maybe I'll write part of the compound word like finger, and you place nail next to it. And you have to be careful how to write it. You have to be aware of the 3 ways of writing any compound word. Some could come separate, some closed. This is CL, by the way. And some hyphenated. Hard surface at the end of a finger, you choose at the compass point between north and south. Circle the correct spelling word. Full-time, full-time, full-time. You choose the correct one. Here, all written, but are all written correct. That full is correct where time is also correct. But what's the mistake, or where is the mistake, is in the way we write this compound word. Hyphenated or separate as here, or closed. We already studied them together and we did the sentences dictation sentences. So you're able to do them. Shrine, 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 bathe, you have to choose and discuss. Grammar, grammar, abracadabra, here is the magic. Underline the simple subject and draw a box around the simple predicate. Actually, no magic, it is a formula, only you follow and you can answer this question. Formula says, or that simple subject in general is a name, and usually it's at the beginning of any sentence. And draw a box around the simple predicate. Predicate is action, or another word, we call it verb. 1. A lightning bulb lit the street. Maria likes the work by an Asian artist. Clouds look dark at noon. Back to subject and predicate. When we say simple, it means only one word. Only. Like, my sister is here. Sister is simple subject, but if I said my sister, it will be complete subject. Write whether the sentence has a compound subject or a compound predicate and circle your answer. We will circle the answer here if you found the subject or the predicate, and you have to circle it and write here if it's compound or compound predicate or both. 1. Daisy and Omar are friends. When we say compound, it means we combine them. That means we add, we connect them. We could connect by putting and or but. Here is an example. Daisy and Omar are friends. What did it connect here? And is the conjunction that connect to Daisy and Omar. Daisy and Omar, we have to see what are they. Are they subjects or predicates? Daisy and Omar are names, so subject is related to a name in general, name of a person, place, animal, thing, or sometimes it's a pronoun. So here, because we have and that combine these two names together, we can say it is compound subject. 3. Make the suitable changes to combine the sentences into compound or complex sentence. We can make them compound and we can make them complex. He told the entire story. The crowd still did not understand it. So we can make it complex by adding when, since, or we can make it compound with and or but. We go again. I will choose the Rewrite the run-on sentences as instructed. Run on. Why do we call them run on? I told you that sentence 1 is with sentence 2 following it directly with nothing to separate them. Nothing here to separate them. Both are running after each other with no kind of separation. Like here, birds can be aggressive. They often chase other smaller birds. Usually in run-on sentences, before you are instructed to separate the sentences or to make them compound sentences, you have to label the sentences. You have to find out what are the two sentences and see where does each sentence end. Like birds can be aggressive. So this is sentence 1. They often chase other smaller birds. This is sentence 2. Now when we want to separate sentences, we said if we want to separate run-on sentences, we have two ways. Separate sentences by placing dot after the first sentence and capital the first or the beginning of the second sentence. or compound sentences as it is written here, and usually compound that means comma, and you add coordinating conjunction. What are the coordinating conjunction again? And, but, or, yet. Hello, writing. Write about the day you will never forget. Each one of us has a day who will not forget it. So you have to talk about this day. When I ask you to talk about something related to you or something happened with you, this kind of writing is called narrative. Why we call it narrative? Because you are the one who is talking about himself. He will use the word or the pronoun I, me, my. So write about a day you will never forget, and you have to organize it in a good organized paragraph in order, sequence, and you have to mention some special or why it is special or memorable. This is something not related to our work, but it is something that could enhance us or motivate us for better. Think, honey, 1 year. That means if we failed once, we can win again, we can stand up again, we can exert efforts to be better. So every year you are in a school, you have 3, 6, 5 opportunities because 1 year is 365 days and each day is a new opportunity. Thank you and good luck.